So we're here on the Senno stand, but we're here with Fritz. It's one of the products they distribute in the UK now. I'm here with Shawn Hale. He's coming all the way across from America, so he's going to just explain the products to you, and we're going to talk about salt and a range of other products that I didn't even really know they did. He's going to give us a quick overview so you guys can know at home what it is, and when you're out shopping, all good retailers will have them.
But 7 and 9 are nitrifying bacteria. It's a true nitrifier. It's actually going to consume ammonia and nitrite, convert that over to nitrate.
How does it work? Would you put your fish on day one, then do it that way? I was just checking it wasn't one you feed beforehand.
Right.
No,
it has to have a source for the ammonia and the nitrite conversion. So these are tank starters day one. And then these are actually maintenance bacteria. So 360, 460 is our maintenance bacteria. It's actually Bacillus heterotrophic bacteria that consumes undissolved organics and takes that, before it becomes liquid nitrate and phosphate, which is causing your hair algae, your slime algae, your string algae.
Really helps with loosening the sand up as well, doesn't it? And making your sand function and your rock function so much better, doesn't it?
Exactly. And it also paves the way for good, clean nitrification. But then we have Complete, which is similar to what most people know as a stronger dechlorinator like Prime. It's a 16-ounce bottle will treat 5,000 gallons. Then we
you basically buy a bottle, you're done forever. Cool.
Right, exactly. The ACCR is a little bit safer, because one component you have to think about with Complete or Prime is that if it goes after ammonia, nitrite, chloramines, and then the actual raw material, the active ingredient, there's still some of that left. It'll go after oxygen next. So if it's not a very well oxygenated aquarium, it can affect the oxygen levels in the tank.
It's important to say, if you're doing a water changer, that doesn't really happen. It's only if you're starting from fresh, isn't it? And you've got massive amount of tap water and that sort of stuff, isn't it? It only really happens at that point. If you do a water change, it doesn't steal enough oxygen. Completely safe. So,
or you're brand new freshwater hobbyist that may not have a lot of flow, that just thinks more is better of everything, and then just puts a lot of it in there.
Cool.
And then we have our pH neutralizer, our pH lower, simple clarifiers.
So is that just a flocculant?
Yes,
it's together. Cool.
Simple flocculant. Once you kind of be familiar with everything else, and then our full pond line, and we've actually got some stuff that we're not displaying today. It's going to be coming out. Some coral foods that are popular in the U.S. called Azox, Sulco Boost, Rotoplex, Nops-D.
How do they work? Are they a boosting one, or are they an actual raw food that you've got the plankton and we feed? Or how?
So our Azox is a compilation of 9 different types of copepods. It's rotifers. It's Artemia napoli. And it's
there's no binders or anything in there. It's just literally all the good stuff you want, and they can actually feed on. They're actual food source.
So I don't have that on display here, but that's coming as well. So I was going to tell you a little bit about the salt, because the very first question I get is, what makes our salt different than our competitors' salt? Something, you're probably flooded with options on salt. So the key differences with us that we feel like we do to separate ourselves from our competitors is quality control, and then the actual raw materials in the salt. We did over a 6 million gallon water change for one of the largest worldwide attractions in the US, and they were having problems with high rubidium, high lithium inside their systems, and what we did is source raw materials that were lower in those concentrations of the metals that you don't want. Figured out right away that the most important thing is consistency. You want, if you're between 8 and 9 on alkalinity, 1300, 1400 on magnesium, you want that to be the same way every time. If you're going to do a water change and all of a sudden you have a 12 alkalinity when you're doing a water change, that might shock your system and affect your corals, polyp extension. So the biggest thing with RPM is we test every 20 boxes for quality control. So compare and contrast that to some of my competitors. I think they're doing about 80 to every 160.
It's probably even more than that. We've heard some people are doing it every sort of 7, 2 or 3 batches out of 7 tons. So you are far, far ahead of what everyone else is doing, and that's really good to know as a hobbyist.
A lot number, right? So this is representative of a 2,000-pound batch. We test the first and the 20th boxes of that batch. And so the blue sticker is the actual box number.
Oh, cool.
And so we test the first and the 20th because we actually want to look at this it's in one batch. We actually want to look at the difference between the two.
Of course, yeah.
Between the two boxes, because maybe the beginning of the blend was good, but then something kind of fell off.
Exactly, and you do get that because different elements of all weigh different amounts, and that's why actually, as Shaun explained, actually by testing you make sure that them elements haven't fell out at different heights in the mixing process. I also know, to do a little bit of research on it, I also know they're mixing in a lot smaller quantities than other people are, aren't you? Which really helps, especially with the heavier elements, to keep them suspended throughout, doesn't it? Because when you put in, say, a ton of a product, it can sink very quickly. The mixing, you know.
I'm glad you brought that up because we also use a uniform particle grinder as well, and that would help to keep the actual different calcium, magnesiums, carbonates at the same particle size, so you don't get as much stratification of raw materials. And so we don't have that problem as much. We do a 4-bag mix, a 1-bag mix. You know, for people that might be concerned with stratification, they might want to go with the 4-bag mix because it's less opportunity for it to
And you can mix in smaller batches, but you've done the hard work for them in mixing and keeping it suspended. Because obviously, as you sometimes hear, that you have to roll buckets and stuff. It's not really a problem with really good products, though, out there too much,
And I'll be honest, I might debunk that theory a little bit because we've brought back 27 samples this year from around the U.S. where it was shipped out of Texas, it went to California, went to New York, it went to Florida, to Chicago, to Seattle, and we test, we do the testing ahead of time, of course. We also keep a retained sample for 3 years. Then we've brought back the sample once it's gone around the country like that, and it's testing back to its original spec. And so the possibility of stratification, even from one big bag, it's probably minimal.
But that could also be because I've actually invested in their technology, and they've actually, the grinding that was told me about, and I didn't know, is going to help a lot. Because when you actually look in salt, just open it, other salts that aren't necessarily of this quality, you will see the different particle size, and that is part of the reason they are sinking. So, they've addressed that issue, and we'll definitely give it a go and see how it goes, definitely, because you've really impressed me with what you said.
I appreciate it.
It's really, really good that we have.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Just happy to be here. Thanks.
No, thank you.